Welcome to this video. Are you getting the feeling deep, deep, deep down inside that you don't want to be on this earth anymore? Are you getting that feeling? Well, me too. Well, I used to anyway, and now I'm starting to accept it. But why are you getting those feelings of I don't want to be here? Because it's so difficult, especially if you're highly sensitive and you're seeing everything that's happening. You say, how can there be a God when all this is happening and all of this is happening? And well, if you go back far, 5,000, 6,000 years ago, this is all written down, why this is happening. And before that, this was passed through language rather than scriptures. So they call it the age of Kali. Now, people think of Kali as like a demon. Actually, Kali is your friend. Kali is bringing up what you don't want in this world. Everything that's coming up is what you don't want, which is why you feel like you don't want to be part of it. But you think, oh my God, you know, what's happening there? Look at these people starving. Look at these people being, this corruption happening all over the world. Look at these people trying to manipulate the world into what they want it to be rather than what it could be. And all of this stuff in your own personal relationship. Why am I was a narcissist or a sociopath or what's happening there? Why is this relationship so difficult? And it's coming up all the time, day after day, until you start to deal with it and become self-realizing and get the knowledge to realize, I don't want to be part of this. I want to be on the earth because I've obviously chosen to be here. And people say, oh, I didn't choose to be here. Yes, way back, it looks like you did choose to be here. So you have to work with that. And that journey of self-realization will help you understand that, overstand it, and understand it. So you're doing all the stands. You keep moving towards where you should be with your profound purpose and why you're here, because you're here as a highly sensitive for a reason. And that reason might be to nest a beautiful family. It might be to open a business up to help other people go on the path of self-realization. It might be for healing. It might be for business. It might be for many, many different reasons. And there's many different reasons for you to be on this planet. But if you're getting sucked into this negative cycle of mainstream media garbage that's just peddling fear, now governments are doing that, peddling fear, telling you this is wrong, getting you to do things that you wouldn't normally do through fear. That's what's happening. And we have to accept it. We're losing our sovereignty as human beings, big time, right now. We're lining up, doing things through fear, rather than having a rational look at things, critical thinking and going, hang on a minute, there's something wrong with this, and this should be looked into before anybody does anything. But no, that whole precautionary principle has gone out the window in this society today. And you're looking at that as a highly sensitive human being going, oh, you know, this doesn't feel right to me. There's something wrong. And then you have the group pressure and the peer pressure pushing you into these places where you don't want to be. And this is the time when you need to be going, don't want this anymore. Got to get out of this. Don't want to be on earth. This is too much for me. What about this side? Have you been this side? Have you been into, a meditation practice, or have you been into some sort of energy-based exercise system where you're starting to clear out all this negative energy? Doing your karmic work, doing your shadow work, doing all of this stuff to help you realize, self-realize who you are, what you are, where you came from even. Because it's not here. This is just a material being. This is you with your cells. This is my vehicle, like a car. It's like the car sitting out in the drive. This is my vehicle, just sitting here. What's animating this vehicle? Well, I don't even associate that as Peter anymore. This is the body. The vehicle is called Peter. It's like my car is called Focus. This is called Peter. Inside of there is this essence that I've always been in contact with, really, is much bigger than that. Much more happy, fun-loving, and wanting to express itself through this vehicle. But most of my life, it hasn't been able to express itself. So that's why I really had a problem being on this earth, looking at it and trying to scream out, hey, there's something wrong with this, and this, and this. And you know, anybody who knows me many years ago, they will say, yeah, Peter's like that. He was pointing out everything. He was telling everybody this is coming, and here it is. We're right in the midst of enormous shake-up. The Hopi Indians called it the third shake-up, the big shake-up of the world. So we've got a rattling system that's declining and failing, and some of the most ridiculous solutions are coming up politically. Why are we accepting any of that as human beings? Why are we accepting any of this? And really, we need, as a society, if we were civilized, all of our basic needs met, like food, free or cheap, energy, free or cheap, housing, free or cheap, clothes, this all stay decent, free or cheap, water, free or cheap. And then we'll go from there and see what we can create from that. Once you have that basic civility about your society, then you've got a building block to go from, not somebody flying around in space for their entertainment and somebody else starving by a riverbank that's so polluted because the corporation up the road has chucked all their gunk into it. What kind of world is that? And that's what I've always looked at and go, what kind of people would do that? And if people talk about ETs coming and visiting us and why haven't they come down to us? Why would they? If you were to see that for yourself as a more enlightened being, looking down at that and go, well, where would I start a dialogue with them doing that to their own species? It's a big question. So it's about you deciding what you want and then moving towards what you want and to build that up. And it's not easy. I'm not saying it's easy at all, but you can do it. You have to keep working at it, keep going and going and going, keep going for it all the time. And then it eventually starts to ease up for you and get a little bit easier each time that you move forward. That's a journey of self-realization. I do it with the dream method. If you want help with that, I do it with the dream method. You can click the link around this video, either below or wherever it is, whichever platform this is. And you can start your journey of self-realization through the dream method. There's 5 steps. Click the link, go through a webinar, see if that works with you. If you like the webinar, it's free. It's 5 steps of instructions. Give me a call. It's easier to do that once you've watched the webinar. You can book a call with me. I'm more than happy to speak with you, and we'll see whether the dream method will work for you, because it's not going to be for everybody. So we'll see. And if it is, great, you can get into this path of self-realization with a mentor, which would be me. If you resonate with me, that's great. If you're not, that's okay as well. Anyway, until the next video, well, if you want the dream method, just click the link below. But until the next video, be well and keep shining.